Greetings. This is the one you've known as Jesus the Christ. Grace is the movement of oneness as it manifests and plays in this world of duality. Grace is the effect of oneness on creation, like the wind upon the water. This world and every other world in the infinity that is creation was made manifest as an expression of the oneness, and also provides experience for the oneness. This oneness is another word for God, or what I've called the Father, or more simply, the intelligence behind and expressing through all life. Whether you are religious or not, it is likely apparent to you that there's intelligence behind and imbued in life, in fact, an incomprehensible intelligence from your perspective. To capitalize intelligence and call it an intelligence may not be acceptable to some, and is also not a fair representation, as it implies a particular being, a supreme being. The intelligence I'm speaking about is not a being, unless you would describe that being as all that is, or one that encompasses all life within infinity. This infinity cannot be grasped by you, and you have no language to depict it accurately. Since I am limited by your language, I will have to refer to this creative force or intelligence as if it existed separate from you and from creation, while it does not. This fact that the oneness is not separate from you is also incomprehensible, although mystics have had glimpses of this truth. I say glimpse because what mystics have experienced of oneness is limited by the body-mind and its capacity to experience oneness. If you've had a mystical experience, you may feel that you've experienced God or the truth about life, and yet it is quite impossible to experience the fullness of this truth while you remain in a body. Even I and others like me, who are no longer physical, have not experienced the fullness of this truth, as this infinite intelligence remains unfathomable even to those further along the evolutionary path than you. And yet here I am attempting to speak about it in a way that will light your path. You are as dear to life as life itself. You are life, as it's being lived by you in your unique way. No other experience is exactly like yours. You are meant to bring a unique experience to the divine, to this mysterious force that is life and has created all life. You are its expression, and not just your current expression. You shift and change throughout the eternity within which you exist and experience an infinite number of unique expressions. Contemplate this for a moment, your infinite existence. What if you thought of yourself as infinite existence instead of a limited mortal constrained within a body? What if you knew yourself as infinite existence? Could you suffer? If you realized how very fleeting each of your experiences is, could you suffer? You suffer because you hold on to experiences that have already passed. You keep them alive by clinging to them through thought. You create stories around them that perpetuate the suffering. Or you suffer because you believe something that isn't true about an experience you are having. This shouldn't be happening. I'll never be happy. I can't stand this. What if your thoughts, your feelings, and even your sensations were not personal? That is, what if they didn't appear to be happening to someone, but just to life? What if you are the experiencing of life in a particular locality and not the one who has a story about those experiences? What if life is just life, not your life? That is the truth. That you are experiencing anything is a mirage because you are a mirage. You are not experiencing anything. Life is experiencing something through the body-mind that seems to belong to a you. There is a body-mind that is a sensing and experiencing device, but there's actually no you, no entity sensing and experiencing life, only life experiencing whatever it seems this imaginary you is experiencing. This brings us to one of the great truths about life. You are life, and you are infinite. You are God's experience of the universe in the particular corner of the universe inhabited by your body-mind. Your body-mind localizes experience and makes it seem that you are having a particular experience. But you are having this experience on behalf of God, the Creator. You are the Creator experiencing life through the particular body-mind that is attached to the imaginary sense of you. This sense of being you is just that, a sense, an impression, an idea. It's built into the body-mind to give the body-mind and its experiences the illusion that those experiences belong to somebody rather than to life. This is the great illusion. The idea of you existing as something other than God is an illusion. The truth is, there is only life existing through form, the formless expressing through form. You know what this feels like whenever you simply stop thinking yourself into creation. Your thoughts create the sense of being you. The proof is that when you stop thinking, which is rare for most people, you stop creating this imaginary you, and you lose yourself in the mystery. You experience the truth about who you really are. But because the experience of the truth is often uncomfortable, since it's unfamiliar, most people quickly return to creating themselves through thought. This is fascinating how you do this. You create yourself by thinking about yourself. But the self you create lives only in your imagination and in other people's imaginations, although quite differently, as they also share in the great illusion. Of course, you were designed to do this. The great illusion is not a mistake, but designed to allow the formless to experience itself as form. The formless imagines a possible character, and voila, that imagination is made manifest and takes on a life of its own, thanks to something similar to what you understand as programming. You are programmed to be as you are, because the Creator intends to experience life through such a one as you. Given this, one can only conclude that every creation is equally beloved and appreciated by the Creator, since the Creator made everything to be exactly as it is. Exactly. You are meant to be just as you are, and just as you have been, and just as you will be. This is not to say that the Creator knows how you'll behave in every circumstance, because as part of your design, you were also endowed with free will, the ability to make choices within the circumstances and abilities you were given. You can't choose to be other than you are, or to have talents other than those you have, but you can choose how you will be as this character, how you play this character. This is a lot of freedom, since it determines your experience of being this character, whether you will be happy or not, and whether you will have a good life or not as this character. For example, you can be angry, mean, unhappy, violent, selfish, or fearful as this character, or not. It's your choice. Although how you behave may not always seem like a choice, since behavior is so often shaped by conditioning, which can be very compelling, the truth is you do have a choice. You've been given that power. How you choose to be determines how you will experience life. You don't create everything about your life, just as you don't create your programming, although your soul, in conjunction with other forces, agrees to that programming. But you do create your experience of life by what you choose to believe and how you respond to the conditions in which you find yourself. No matter what inner experience you create for yourself, sadness, anger, regret, hatred, resentment, blame, victimhood, loneliness, the divine is willing to have that experience for however long you choose to create that. And when you create a different inner experience, the divine is willing to have that one. In this way, you learn to take responsibility for your inner state and to create a more positive, loving inner state. Life is so benevolent that you get to choose your inner experience, if you're conscious enough, even if you don't have a choice about what life brings you. The divine gives you free will, but it has a will of its own, which sometimes trumps your free will. You don't always get what you want, because life has a higher order and a higher plan within which your existence fits. You are guided by this higher will to fit into the greater plan. Although you have no control over the greater plan or how you fit into it, you do have some control within your plan. You can do your plan this way or that way, but for the most part, you will fulfill your plan some way. To the extent that your free will is aligned with your plan, you will be happy. To the extent that it isn't, you will be unhappy and experience more difficulties than necessary. For example, if your plan for this lifetime is to uplift children, there are many ways you might do that, as a mother, a teacher, a child psychologist, or a researcher of child behavior, to name a few possibilities. With this as your plan, you will naturally feel attracted to such roles. How you will specifically fulfill your plan is determined by your free will and circumstances. Your family, the people you meet, where you live, events, available opportunities, and other circumstances will all contribute to shaping the particular role and direction you'll take. If you are fulfilling your plan, you will naturally feel fulfilled. If you aren't, you won't feel fulfilled. In this way, your soul clearly communicates the direction in which to go. Go in the direction of fulfillment and joy, and you can't go wrong. If for some reason you don't go in that direction, the intelligence behind life, grace, will attempt to redirect you. If you resist its gentle nudges, grace prods less gently or sets up roadblocks to continuing in the current direction. It makes your life harder. Grace eases the way in directions you are meant to go in and interferes with others. Life is very kind this way. It shows you the way with carrots and sticks. But most importantly, grace gives you an inner compass that tells you which way to go. Follow your joy, your fulfillment, your passion, your love. Yes, God has a will, and that will is carried out by grace. But that will is not separate from your will. You actually want what God wants, although you don't always know that. Sometimes you think you want something else, but you are mistaken. Then God shows you that by either letting you have what you think you want, or by not letting you have it. You are always better off when you want what God wants. What does God want, and how do you know what that is? When God wants you to learn something, God lets you have what you think you want. When God wants you to make a different choice, God doesn't let you have what you think you want. When you want what God wants, you are happy. That's how you know that what you're thinking and doing is aligned with God's design for you. You're happy, at peace, and in the flow. Thank you for being here. I am with you always.